Hi. Just wanted to record a more positive message than the last one, I think, because I think there's a lot of things to be really positive about, and we need to focus on that. And just wanted to talking about like non-compliance and how powerful non-compliance really is. So, for example, like these QR codes, which they've been trying to get going the last few years. I've noticed like the last few months, I suddenly realized, oh my God, I've not seen them for ages. So like they used to have them on all the tables, and like in the service stations, they were on all the tables, and on the trains and everything like that. They were trying to get everyone to use these stupid QR codes, but it seems like they've just given up now. From what I've heard, I mean, I never really did it, but from what I've heard, a lot of the times they just didn't work. There were stories of people like ordering food and then they'd turn up in a restaurant like the other side of the country because they'd have the wrong name, because a lot of them wanted you to download these apps, and so you didn't actually speak to a person until your food came, and then, like I say, people would be waiting and it had turned out to be the wrong one, something silly like that. So yeah, I think there was a lot of issues, but also I do think it was just that most people didn't want to do it, so they would, if there was another option, which usually there was, because people would just say, oh, I've not got a smartphone, which some people don't have a smartphone, but even if you have, you might just not want to do it. And I think a lot of even the younger people who they thought would have actually accepted it quite easily, even they were, I think, getting sick of it and really took a stand as well, because people just don't want their phones cluttered with apps, from all these. If you're on a bit of a pub crawl, you don't want to have to download an app for every place you go to. You might not always know where you want to go anyway, and you don't want to have to kind of like, get bogged down with all of that nonsense. So yeah, I think it's totally understandable, but it just shows that actually it's quite a simple thing really to stop things going in the wrong direction, because all people need to do, they don't need to do, kick up a big fuss, they don't need to, do anything drastic. All they need to do is not join in, not comply, not go along with it. It's really as simple as that. So yeah, I think that's really what has happened en masse in the last few years. And that's why we're back to, ordering at the bar and ordering in the nice, normal, friendly ways, with the human contact. Because I do honestly think that if people had have accepted the QR code nonsense, then the next stage would have been maybe even to have, some kind of drones or eventually some kind of robot to deliver the food, so there'd be no human contact whatsoever, which obviously gets rid of a lot of jobs, which is not a good thing. And yeah, it's just really horrible, kind of no human contact. And for some people that, might be, for older people certainly, like that might be their only contact sometimes. Some people might go to a cafe if they're living on their own and, have a little chat, and that is their human contact for the day. So yeah, I think it's just a really good sign. There's a lot of things that we should be quite proud of people for, for standing up in these little ways, just like lots of little things that I think have added up to, going against this kind of agenda of everything going very robotic and very inhumane, really. So yeah, I think it's all good, and we should be proud of ourselves for these things, however small they